welcome back to the channel, guys. Simply Pops here, back at it again with another video, the last video of the evening. Today I'm going to be unboxing all of the iPad Air colors. So we have pink, purple, blue, space gray, Starlight, every single color to help you guys decide which one you should go with. Without chit-chatting too much, I'm going to be unboxing the Starlight first, and then we're going to take a look at the other colors. So this is like the final boss if you think about it, because this has the M1 chip. And you guys know the M1 chip is nothing to mess around with at all. Now, all of these iPads I picked up in the 64 configuration, Wi-Fi only. You can get the cellular one, 5G. Okay, on the side, iPad Air, depending on what color you go with. That's the color the text is going to be, alongside with that Apple logo. And thankfully, you don't need no unboxing knife. And all right, there it is. Extremely light. Inside, of course, designed by California and Apple. Should I stop saying that? Oh, does my eyes deceive me? We have a 20-watt power brick included in the box. Now, comparing this to the 6th generation iPad mini, both these colors are exactly the same. So no color difference. If you watch my iPhone SE 2022, the reds are totally different. This one here, no exception. It looks exactly the same. This is a gorgeous color. Definitely cannot go wrong with Starlight. Let's see how Space Gray is looking like. Okay, so here's the box, different wallpaper. Same exact logo, but just in black, as well as the Apple logo, or if not, this is probably Space Gray, because see a little gray there. There we go. Good old classic Space Gray. So you get white Apple stickers. It would have been cool to see different color Apple stickers, depending on which one you get. So cool to see that power brick, though, in the box. So depending on how you hold your iPad, that's how the Apple logo is gonna turn on. Really cool. And most importantly, looking at that back. So Space Gray looks exactly the same like other iPads. Matter of fact, I have a 2018 iPad Pro. Let's compare that real quick. Very similar Space Grays, so nothing changed here. It's actually pretty cool to see this iPad Air. Maybe for the Pro models, they'll add that text that says iPad Pro. But this is an old iPad, still pretty good, but extremely identical, as you guys can see. In terms of thinness and everything, this is like, these two iPads are like brothers and sisters. Similar, but different in its unique way. It is time to unbox the pink. Now we're getting a little bit wild with the colors. Now you guys can see that iPad Air text is different. Kind of looks similar. If you ask me, it looks similar to the Starlight text. So Starlight is a little bit more of a gold text, while this is more of a muted pink. Same thing with that Apple logo. Let me turn this on while we talk. I'm getting fingerprints on these iPads already. It's crazy. So the pink one reminds me a lot like the iPhone 13. So if you get the iPhone 13 in pink, you may want to get this in pink too as well to complete that setup. Or even better, if you have the iMac, the pink iMac, this will go hand in hand too as well. So, you know, this is basically like rose gold. And actually, I have a rose gold iPad. Let's compare that. But in the right lighting, you can really see the different hues of pink. Very subtle pink, but it's enough where you can notice it. And comparing that to the Starlight, you can see there's a difference. So this gives me rose gold vibes, while the Starlight just gives you silver vibes, but it gives you a hint of gold too as well. The pink one is actually my favorite color so far, believe it or not. And yeah, here's my first generation iPad Pro. This reminds me of the college days when I rocked out with the Apple Pencil. And here's how they look side by side. So classic rose gold. This is the iPad Pro 9.7. And you guys can see from the backs, definitely the rose gold is more pinkish. Like this is more of a bronze, or, you know, a more muted pink. Yeah, so this is how they look side by side. And even so, you can even take like an iPhone 6s rose gold and compare it to. So this is going to match somewhat. So you guys can see, let that sink in. If you're upgrading from the first gen iPad Pro to this is actually a solid upgrade because this doesn't have 120 hertz refresh rate. So you're not going to see the difference there. So solid upgrade. I didn't really think about that. All right, let's move on. So this purple one is one of the new colors. This purple here looks clean. Really, like a lot of people didn't like this color, but I think this is a nice iPad color. You can see like it's not a in your face purple, but it's enough where you can see it. So this is definitely the most standout color out of all of these colors so far. We're gonna take a look at the blue one and kind of compare between the two, but so far this purple one is more in your face. I still like this pink one. For some reason this pink one is subtle, but it's enough where it could pop out too. Like you can notice like, oh, it's a different color. So this purple one is hot. And time for everybody's favorite color, the blue. You guys can see the iPad Air text in blue, Apple logo in blue, same pull tab. Curious to see how this one's gonna look. Woo, yo, this is my favorite color. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the blue one is my favorite color. This one here is more louder than the purple. Tongue-tied. But they both kind of like in your face. But this one is like, bow. I was automatically fell in love with it. This blue one is pretty nice. But unfortunately, if you have the blue iMac, this isn't going to match really all that well. Maybe from the back, yeah. Maybe the front, maybe you'll get away with it. So yeah, they changed up the color, changed up the blue. This purple one is new. The iPad Air, it has 5G connectivity. If you're going with that, I made a full-blown video talking about the differences between Wi-Fi only versus Cellular plus Wi-Fi. Highly encourage you guys to watch it if you're trying to make a decision. The M1 chip, pretty much bringing the exact same performance as the iPad Pro that just came out last year. Curious to see what Apple's going to do with the next generation iPad Pro. If you watch that video, spoiler alert, I said that it's overpowered. For iPad OS, for what it is, it's too much power for what iPad OS can handle. It's very basic tasks that you can do. And just simply, the M1 is just way too overpowered for iPad OS. But it is good though. You're going to future-proof yourself, and these iPads will last for years to come. And hopefully, that's the best thing about this video. You can watch it 2 years later from now, 5 years later from now, and it still bring value if you're trying to decide on which color you should go with. But that's basically the iPad Air in a nutshell. Same exact 10.9-inch display. You still have your Touch ID on top. Center stage has been an absolute game changer for me for FaceTime calls. You have faster Type-C. This is an iPad that you're going to love. At $599, it is a little steep, and especially starting at 64 gigabytes. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow for some because you're paying for M1 performance, but you're starting out with 64 gigabytes, and then that's going to make you jump up to the iPad Pro. That's going to cost $799, and then at that point, you're better off waiting for the M2. So the iPad Air is a little bit of a weird spot. This blue is my favorite color out of all of these. Second place, I'm going with the pink. At third, the purple one. Space gray. Maybe because I'm so used to seeing Starlight on my iPad mini. That's probably why I'm going to give Starlight the last place. But it's not a bad color. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's just a color comparison / little mini review. You're getting the iPad Pro experience without paying the iPad Pro price. Minusing some features, of course. That's the best way I could summarize the iPad Air. And make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on. Drop a like on this video. Help me out tremendously. Comment down below right now which color is your favorite. I'm going to create a poll to help out the community decide on which color they should go with. Hope you guys have a simple day. Peace.